All right. Um, just a few things to go over. Um, the first thing I want to go over is, and I want to end up talking about vlogging in college, just my life. Kimberly Max. Um, and the Legends Club. So that's what I want to lead to. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about little girls playing with the idea of marriage. They're playing. They're not serious. And the equivalent to girls playing with the idea of marriage is an F-boy. Like college kids know what an F-boy is, right? F-U-Q, boy, an F-boy, right? Where they're pretending to be confident, they're just trying to attract girls, right? An F-boy. That's the equivalent of a girl playing with the idea of marriage. Playing. You don't know what it is. You're a kid. You don't know what marriage is. All right? And I'll explain what marriage is. Imagine a little girl taking care of a puppy. That's another human being you are committing yourself to. Imagine a little girl, 3 years old, taking care of a puppy. You gotta know how to feed it. You gotta know when it goes to the bathroom. You gotta take all these responsibilities for a puppy. Now imagine a little girl, 3 years old, taking care of another 3-year-old baby. A baby that requires a lot of attention. That's marriage. You're taking care of a baby. All right? You're not ready for that. You should not, just like men should not be playing with string theory, you should not be playing with the idea and concept of marriage at 3 years old. You can research it. You can study it. You should not be playing with it out in the real world, going on real dates. You should not. You don't know what it is. It's dangerous. You can, again, what you can do with it, you can research it and you can study it. Like what Min does. He researched and studies string theory. He does not go out and perform experiments on human life. He does not do that. All right? DeRosa has more experience, so he knows what he's doing. That's different. Min is 19 years old. He is not ready for real life. So all of his experiments are very low key. So it doesn't hurt anyone. If someone happens to fall upon it and want to share in that Nobel Prize, go ahead. But Min is not going to experiment on human life. He does not have that experience. All right? That's why Min keeps it low key. If you fall upon it and want to be a part of it and want to win a Nobel Prize, go right ahead. Min welcomes that. But Min will not involve other human beings. That's dangerous. He doesn't know what he's doing. He could hurt them. All right? They might not be ready. They might be a puppy. They might be 3 years old. It could be dangerous for them. All right. And Min himself is still young. So he's not ready. All right. So again, what is marriage? Imagine a child, a 3-year-old child taking care of a puppy. And then taking care of another 3-year-old. That's dangerous. You're still growing, and you cannot take on the responsibility of another child. Do not play around with dating. It's dangerous. It's not a joke. There's a reason why your parents tell you not to date. That's not random. Because you're still young and dumb. You are gonna end up hurting another human. You. The parent isn't worried about the other boy or girl. They're worried about you. You don't look ready. You're gonna hurt someone. All right? They're protecting the world from you, not the other way around. They're not protecting you from the boy or the girl. They're protecting the world, the boy and the girl, from you. Because they're your parents. And they know what you're like. And you look like a 3-year-old. You're not ready. You should not be experimenting on another human being. They're protecting the world from you. You're the dangerous one. You're the one who needs rules. All right? You are dangerous. You are born stupid. You're dangerous to the world. You're a danger to the world, to other children in other families. Right? They're protecting other children. Your parents are protecting other children from you. Because you are stupid. You're going to endanger this other child. So that's why parents tell you not to date. Because you are a danger. So that's marriage. Right? Don't experiment on another human being when you don't know what you're doing. All right? What you can do is you can research and study it. All right? What you cannot do is literally experiment that on another human being. Kissing them, hugging them, touching them, going on dates with them. No. You cannot perform real life experiments on another human being. All right? You can go on casual dates, friendly dates. You cannot go on actual dates. That's real experimentation. You can get hurt and you can hurt the other person. You know, heartbreak? Yeah, don't do that. Heartbreak. Because you dated and then you're like, you know what? I'm 3 years old. I don't like it. I'm 3 years old. I don't like it. Heartbreak. Don't do that. Don't go, you know what? I just remembered I'm 3 years old. I just remembered. No, you're 3 years old all the time. You should not be even starting that. So with men, the reason why he drags on his dating with Gina or Carolina or any of the other girls is he's like, yeah, you don't look ready. So he doesn't even go into the date. So when it breaks off, it was never even a date. Even though it's considered like friendly dating, right? But it was never an actual date so that you don't get too hurt about it. Where you're literally boyfriend, girlfriend. When you're boyfriend, girlfriend, that's a no-no. When you put the label of boyfriend, girlfriend, that is a big no. You don't do that. You can be casually dating. Like Min and Gina, they were casually with Carolina and Delta Gamma and whatever girl. You can casually date. But once you put the label boyfriend, girlfriend, that is a big no. You're 3 years old. You should not be dating. Right? So that's marriage. That's a commitment to a job. Right? Think of nursing a real human. You're not ready for that. Right? So marriage is like a 3-year-old taking care of a 3-year-old. You are not ready for that. Don't play with that. That's dangerous. No real dating. Ever. You're not ready. Alright? So that's marriage. Now, talking about my vlogging, when I'm at my 4-year at Pacific, yeah, it'll just be casual. Just, just me, I'm walking back to class. It's boring today. Then I see a random student say, hey, do you want to be in my vlog? Do you want to be on TV? Right? And they're just like, hey, yeah, we want to be on TV. You want to be in Kimberly's vlog. And, you just get in it. It's like, yeah, say your name. What's your name? It's like, oh, my name is blah, blah, blah. Where can I find this? This is on YouTube. And it's like, okay, I'll see you around. It's like, we can exchange phone numbers, whatever. And then you just meet people that way. Right? And then you get exposure. And that's networking. In a friendly way, that's networking. Right? If they talk about Greek life, it's networking. It's the same thing with the vlogging. It's networking. So it's that simple. It's just like, okay, I'm walking back to class, walking back to my dorm. Hey, do you want to be in my video? Just asking random students, and they're like, it's a party. Oh, heck yeah, we want to be in that video. Knowing costumes, they're like, yeah, we're on TV. So it's like, I don't know, it's like bringing cameras into a college experience. What can happen? Anything can happen. So it's fun. So that's vlogging for myself. Just to make friends. Like it's a way to make friends. It's an icebreaker, right? It's like sometimes like saying hello or hi is not enough because we're still really shy. And it's not like hi, like can we be friends? Like we're still shy. Let's be realistic. We're still really shy. So that's really awkward to go, hi, can I get your number? It's even in 2021, that's still awkward, right? So you need an icebreaker. So vlogging is an icebreaker. Like, hey, like you want to be my vlog? It's a party. Yeah, Kimberly's throwing a party. It's like, oh, we're in it. And it's like, oh, do you want to exchange phone numbers and stuff? Like, yeah, hit me up. So it's an easy way to get people together and network on campus. So that's why I'm doing it. It's an easy way to make friends. Basically, it's an easy way to make friends. Because you involve them in your club or party. You're inviting them to your club or party. Like, hey, you want to be in my vlog? So it's an easy way to make friends. To put it that simple. Now, on the Legends Club, men started the Legends Club, and they were legends. They were Delta Gamma, Alpha Phi, Tri Delta, Gina, like Carolina, like Shelby, all of them. They were Colleen. They were legends. Like they were real life. To this day, if you meet them, you're like, whoa, you're that person. You're that person that created the musical, and like, dang, and Julia, like, oh my goodness, you're legends out here. to the Pacific students, like you girls and guys and Adam and Alex and all, you're legends to us. To the freshmen coming in, like you're legends, real life legends, right? It's not even alumni anymore. What you did, alumni is just going through school. I went to school and I'm done. You raised the bar. You're a legend on campus. And everyone tries to live to that standard. You're a legend. You're not just an alumni, you're a legend, right? Like DeRosa's a legend, right? You didn't just, cruise along. You did something. You're a legend, right? So the freshmen coming in, like, these are real life legends. Real life legends. And men create that club. And these are the club members. They could be club founders if they really aspire to it. But I'm gonna continue that club and I'm gonna raise the bar. Or try to, right? By bringing in television. Men didn't have television at the time, but I'm gonna bring in television. Basically being on YouTube and then trying to get exposure to this club. It's a really cool club because you're not just meandering through college, you are aspiring to be something greater. So when the freshmen come in, they have a vision. They're like, oh no, don't meander, try to become something. So it's a great club to get exposure. Like, yo, this is a real cool club. It should be in preschool. It should be in kindergarten. It should be in grade school. It should be in middle school. It should be in high school. This is a club that should be expanded. And that's what I want to do, is to give exposure to it and go, yo, this should be everywhere. So kids know that, no, you don't meander through school. You try to aspire to something great. And that's men's vision. It's that simple. Don't meander. Be something great. Be a legend. It's that simple. That's all men is saying, right? Men, of course, is still experimenting, but that's all he's saying. He's saying, don't just cruise through life. Don't just cruise through, right? Become something greater, all right? So that's all I want to do. I'll basically be on YouTube with anyone who wants to join the club, but I'll do it by myself. And I'm saying I'm taking over the world with this club. I'm taking over the world, right? And if CNN or Fox or whatever newscast gets hold of it, they're like, whoa, what are these kids doing? Taking over the world? What do you mean? Right? So that's what I want to do for it. And lastly, think of your peers as a job interview. Right? Think of your peers and family members as a job interview. Right? Don't just cruise through and that's just family. That's just college. Don't do that. It's a job interview. All right? So they're looking at you. They're like, would I hire this person? That's how college students look at each other. Would I hire this person? All right. You see, men, he wasn't at the parties. He was just in the lab, labbing it up. Right. So Delta Gamma and Adam and all, they looked over there like, men is never at the parties. Why? Why? Men is never taking care of a 3-year-old. Why? Why? This is what they were asking themselves. Like, why? Why are you not taking care of a 3-year-old? Why are you not at the parties? Why don't we see you? And where are you? Right? And then Gina's like, yo, he's in the lab. Carolina's like, yo, because they're in the art department, right? They're like, and they're in Greek life too. They're like, Min is always there. Always. Like with Kelsey and stuff, they're like, Min is always in the lab. All day, all night, always. That's where you find him. And that's where Delta Gamma and stuff, they're like, yo, that is dope. Never at the parties, never taking care of a 3-year-old. They're like, what? All day and all night? Gina, Carolina, and Kelsey's like, all day, all night. Right? And that's where they got the Taylor Swift, I Don't Want to Live Forever, like, all day, all night. They chant that. They're like, all day, all night. We study all day, all night. And when they do something wrong and Min gets mad, right? And Min speaks up, that's done. They stop immediately. Whatever it is that they're doing, they stop. Like the F-boy stuff and the married stuff, they try it out on Min. Min doesn't like it. They stop. The campus goes quiet. They stop doing it, right? Because they're young. They don't know what's right and stuff. They don't know what's cool, whatever. They're just trying it out. And Min doesn't like it. They're like, that's wrong. We'll never do it again, right? So it was for real where they're like, they want to be exactly like Min, the legend, right? They're cruising through doing the F-boy marriage stuff, right? Trying to find a boyfriend, trying to find a girlfriend. And Min's a legend. They're looking up. They're like, we want to do that, right? So they bring their casual life to Min, and Min's like, stop it. And they're like, they stop, right? And they try to raise it to Min's level, right? So they look at Min, they're like, all day, all night, all day, all night. They chant that. They're like, all day, all night, all day, all night. In the lab, all day, all night. It was for real. Min was setting an example, right? And they look at Min every day. They're like, yeah, he's for real. Right? Now Min's teaching acting, personality, things like that. And they're like, he's not joking around. He's still doing it. He's still teaching as if he's still at Pacific. He's still teaching. As if he's still at Pacific. He is still teaching. Right? And so, with the job interview for Nicole, for your resume, do you want a dead baby on your resume? All right. It's the same thing with an F-boy and a married. Do you want F-boy and married on your resume? Do you want that on your resume? It's the same thing as a dead baby. F-boy and a married life. Do you want that on a resume? All right, it's that simple. All right, if you're still confused and like, wait, it can't be that bad. Do you want on your resume to be written dead baby by Nicole? Do you want that on your resume? Right? That will tell you what's wrong and what's right. Do you want dead baby on your resume? I don't care if you want to set an example. I don't care if you're trying to set a tone. Do you want by Nicole under it dead baby? I don't care if you had good intentions. Right? But on your resume, do you want it written dead baby by Nicole? All right. So that's, see your peers as a job interview. All right. So Min was interviewing everyone. He was interviewing everyone. Right. And they were like, when Min doesn't like something, he's the boss. Don't do it ever again. Go quiet. we don't do it again. Take the job seriously. Take the job interview seriously. And as for God, it's not God. So the G is just the Mediterranean where Atlantis was. So the G is that area of the Mediterranean that opens up into the Atlantic. And then Atlantis and Lemuria is right next to it. Right? So God and then the O and then the pyramids. So it's not God. You gotta replace that with nationalism. Because we're talking about nation. Atlantis and Lemuria, it's a nation. So you want to replace God with nationalism. So with nationalism, you're taxing Americans. You're taxing the world. You're another country. Let's be realistic. You are another country. Right? So you're the Vatican. Let's say the Vatican is Atlantis. Let's get rid of Vatican and call it Atlantis Lemuria. You, Vatican, Atlantis Lemuria, are taxing Americans. Can you do that? All right, we're bringing it to real world now. We're not using fantasy, fairy tale, unicorn words. You as a nation, the Vatican, a nation. All right, and the Vatican is considered like its own nation. You are the Atlantean Lemurian nation. Are you permitted? You're no longer a religion. Once you are a nation, your rights to a religion are revoked, are taken away. You are no longer a faith. You are a real life nation. As a real life nation like Britain, is Britain allowed to tax Americans as independent nations? Right? Right now, the Vatican's going under the guise of religion. So they're getting away with it. Right? That's even a war crime. It just gets worse. It's a crime. So you're using a guise of religion to tax Americans. So you're lying. You're lying. Right? Just like the British were lying to the colonies. Like the British says, even with separation of ocean, we own you. The British. They're like, no, we still own you because you are British citizens. You are British citizens. We still own you. We can tax you. And the colonies said, no, we are no longer in Britain. We are in another nation. That's their argument. We are not in Britain. This is not a colony of Britain. This is individuals leaving Britain. That's their argument. We are our own nation. We are not a part of Britain. Great Britain. All right? So under the guise of religion, the Vatican is saying, we own you. Under religion. Under religion, the Vatican says, we own you. We own America. We own the world. Under the guise of religion. But you're not a religion. All right, this goes for Muslim and all that. You're not a religion. You're a nation. And that nation is Atlantis and Lemuria. And as a real nation, you are now a war criminal. Okay? You cannot tax without representation. You cannot tax America. You cannot tax the world. The Vatican, Atlantis, Lemuria. You cannot do that. So that's on Atlantis and Lemuria being a nation, not a religion. Right? Once you're a nation, once we find out that you are a nation, your religion label is revoked. It's taken away from you. And you are now a real nation, and you cannot tax other free nations. You cannot do that. All right? So those are the points I wanted to go over. It's one of those things where you're still young, all right? Just like we make mistakes. It's no big deal. But be excited about it. Be like, yeah, like I made a mistake, but this is fun, right? I'm learning, I'm growing, I understand more, I comprehend more. So don't be down on yourself and go, oh man, dead baby, oh man, religion. Like don't be down on yourself. Be like, I'm learning. Like these are the growing pains of learning, right? You're gonna make mistakes. So be enthusiastic about life. Like, yeah, I made mistakes, but yeah, I'm learning a lot, right? Be like that. And don't do the I made a mistake. Oh, I'm gonna quit school. Don't do that. Right? It's just a mistake, and everyone's here to help you. Everyone's here to help you. So same with an F boy in marriage. Like don't go, oh, I was such an F boy, or I was experimenting on humans. I'm a bad person. Don't do that. Just go like, oh man, I didn't know I was doing that. Like help correct me. Right? Like Carolina, she was being bad and stuff, and Min was correcting her like, hey, don't fight other students. And Carolina's like, oh yeah, help me through this. I don't know how to be a leader. Basically, I don't know how to be a leader. And Min's like, yeah, just don't do that. Right? Don't attack fellow students. They're just asking questions. Right? And you know, she chills out. She's like, okay. So same way where don't attack other students because they're questioning you about your F-boy status and, you know, playing with marriage and dead babies and religion. Don't attack, right? Just try to inform them what you're trying to do and your good intentions. And then when they correct you, go like, oh yeah, I was wrong, right? So it's just think of it as like you're on campus and everyone's trying to help you, all right? So yeah, so that's my update, and those are my plans for the future, and I'll probably go straight into college. It'll be my preschool, college, because I'm pretty advanced. I'll end up going back to preschool and stuff at some point, but for right now, they're placing me in the advanced course curriculum. So I'm gonna do that. So again, yeah. Good luck with everyone's projects. It's looking great. I know there's a lot of questions, but stick with it. You know, at the end, it's gonna be worth it. At the end, it's gonna be worth it. So just stick it out. Like, it's gonna be hard days, man. There's gonna be days where you're like, man, I just don't want to deal with this. But know that you want to stick it out another day, and then another day, and another day, and it gets better. So stick it out. It's gonna be worth it. It really is. That's the same with me, where I'm going through days where I'm like, I don't want to be in this brain. Right? It's like, this brain is intense, man. Like, I don't get no breaks. I'm hurting, but I'm like, just one more day. Right? I try to drink my water, stay hydrated. Just one more day, and it gets better. right? And you learn a lot. So don't quit on this project, please. It's such a big project. Don't quit on it. Big projects just take a lot of time. Even if you have the brightest students on your team to help you out, it's still such a large project, right? Just know that, right? Know that it's a large project. It's not going to come easy. There's going to be days where it's going to be really hard, but you stick through it, it's going to be worth it, right? It's like making a movie. There are going to be days where you're just like, the actors are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. The actors aren't doing the lighting. Like, there are going to be days like that, right? But you stick through it, you make a great movie, right? And that's what Min and I, Kimberly, are trying to do. We're trying to make a great movie, right? We don't want the mediocre dead babies religion. We don't want those anymore, right? We don't want those B movies anymore, right? We're trying to make a great movie here, right? A movie that people watch and they're like, yo, that's Gone with the Wind. That's Avatar. That's Endgame. That's a $1 trillion movie that resonates with the time that we're living. That's what Min and I, Kimberly, are trying to make. That's the movie we're trying to make, right? And we want all of you involved. So just stick with it. I know it's hard. I know there's a new medium that you're learning. And I know, like, oh, we're not all actors. We're not all actresses. That's why Min's trying to teach you. He's trying to teach you how to act because this is a movie that we're trying to make. So stick with it. It's such a big project, man. You'll see you're still young. So one day you're going to see, right? You're going to look back. You're like, we didn't quit. That's what we're proud of. We didn't quit on that project. We could have easily quit on that project because it was so big, but we didn't, right? You're going to look back and you're going to be proud of yourself. So don't quit on it. Don't quit on it, all right? Just every day work at it. Just chip at it every day, like Michelangelo, just every day. All right, you take the big blocks out, and then you start going into detail, and then you just fine tune it, right? So every day you just chip away at it every day, right? So think of it as sculpture, think of it as a painting, think of it as a movie. Every day you're just chipping away at it every day. And you're going to get a masterpiece out of it, right? That's what Min and Kimberly is about. We're about masterpieces. We're not about B movies. We don't make B movies, all right? We make masterpieces. And that's what Min is on. That's why Min was working so hard on it. It's like, Min is such a nice person. He's not a nice person. He's not a nice person. He wants a masterpiece. That's what he wants, right? And that's the same thing that I want. And that's the same thing that what we want for all of you. So that when you look back at it, you're like, we all worked on this masterpiece. We all worked on this masterpiece. It wasn't like a masterpiece and then a B movie. All of us are working on this one masterpiece, right? That's what Min and Kimberly wanted, right? To involve all. We could have done it alone. We could have easily done it alone, but we had a bigger picture. What if all of us worked on it, right? And not just 2 people, right? Not like the Renaissance where it's like 5 people. What if all of us worked on it? And that's our vision, all right? So stick with it, man. It's going to be worth it. And I appreciate everyone working on the project. I appreciate that it's hard. I know. You're learning acting in preschool. I get it. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's like, what is Min doing with his, what is that? It's learning acting in preschool. All right? I get it. It's hard. Stick with it. Stay in school. All right? It's that simple. I know you want to quit school, but stay in school. All right, that's as simple as I can put it. I know you want to quit school, but I encourage you to stay in school. All right, we're in school right now. So, yeah, just it's gonna be a while, right? People are working hard on this project, so it's gonna be a while. Just stay in school, kids. Like, honestly, like, you'll learn a lot and you'll grow a lot if you just stay in school. All right, that's the last thing I want to say. You'll learn more in school than you'll learn more on your own. All right, you'll learn so much more with your peers in school than you ever will when you're alone. All right. So this is the time to be together in school and just learn together. All right. So yeah, that's the last thing I want to say. Just stay in school. It's gonna be worth it. All right.